Sport isn't just a game, it's a business, a billion-dollar industry. Welcome to the Playbook, where every move matters, every story inspires, and every moment says, I choose sport. On this edition, we're diving into the business of sport, unpacking the playbook on how sport contributes to the economy. We'll be looking at the numbers, the stakeholders, and the massive potential sport has in shaping our regional economies. My name is Aaron Fingal, and let's get into the playbook. There's something magical, almost euphoric, that washes over you when your favorite team is playing or when your country is competing on the world stage. It's a rush, a connection to strangers, people you've never met, but in that moment, you're united. No matter how much time has passed, the memory stays with you. Today's guest knows all too well about what it takes and what it feels like to carry the burden of hope for a nation as her ministry is charged with pushing the industry forward. Please help me to welcome to the Playbook the Honorable Minister Shamfa Cudjoe Lewis, Minister of Sport and Community Development. Welcome, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Aaron. It's a real pleasure to be here, and please feel free to call me Shamfa.
Not a problem. Thank you for joining us here on the Playbook. Now, we all know that sport incites excitement across the nation. It's something that makes you feel euphoric almost when your team is winning. But before we dive into the figures, is there a moment, a particular sporting moment for you that you would class as your favorite sporting moment?
For me, I would say one of my favorite sporting moments, or I think my favorite sporting moment, would be hosting of the Commonwealth Youth Games in 2023. And I think that that gave us the opportunity to see the true power of sport and what sport can do. We know sport to be a unifier and economic tool for development. And I think what stands out to me most in that experience would have been how Trinidadians came out from all walks of life to support not only the athletes but the spectators. It was a first for us in Trinidad and Tobago and a first for the Caribbean in hosting the Commonwealth Youth Games. So it was a unique opportunity. Many wondered if we could have done it, and I think we did it, and we did it quite well.
I'm glad you mentioned the Commonwealth Games and also the economic activity it would have brought to our shores. If we look at different games like CPL, the Commonwealth Games, how much is sport contributing to our national development?
But CPL, every year we see about 4,000 persons coming in to see the games. We see the economic activity taking place, the jobs created, the hotel rooms, transportation, you name it. I think that there is no better way to see the impact of sport than through sport tourism, especially based on the events that we have hosted over the years.
How has the ministry used these different types of sporting events and integrated them into their vision for economic development for Trinidad and Tobago?
Now, sport is an important part of community development. So it's about uniting people across boundary lines, as we know exist in some of our communities, and providing economic activity for grassroots people. Because when you have sporting activities in the community, you have to provide business for the persons printing T-shirts, the doubles vendor, the person selling food,
the rag and flag
exactly, the rags and flags, the DJ, you name it. So it's about partnering with those on the ground who know the landscape and placing that investment in them so they can utilize sport as a tool for economic development and uniting people across many divides.
So as we're talking about placing the investment, let's put some figures to it now. How much has the government invested in our sporting over the last 9 years? And do you feel as if we've seen a return on that investment?
We spend at least $44 million per year providing that type of assistance to community sporting groups, to national governing bodies, to individual athletes. We have a very robust elite athlete program where we provide support for elite athletes in and out of season. And even for the young and upcoming athlete who is a school child, now getting his or her feet wet, we provide support for those athletes. We have support also coming from Office of the Prime Minister through the Prime Minister's Sports and Culture Fund, and support coming through entities like National Lotteries Control Board. You have support coming from First Citizens. You have support coming from NGC and other state enterprises. So it's a collaborated effort across the government and state enterprises attached to the government, just constantly providing assistance to our athletes and our national governing body.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago is part of the wider Caribbean, of course, with CARICOM, and these different sorts of regional games like the Carifta Games would be taking place. What programs are in the pipelines that aim to foster greater youth participation in regional and local sports?
We work hand in hand with other islands of the region in many different sporting disciplines and through the national governing bodies, but we have placed in a tremendous focus on athletics. We have been learning lessons and partnering with the government of Jamaica. Jamaica has selected specific sporting disciplines and they make their investment there and they focus especially on athletics. We can't say the same on this end. Mm-hmm. We come from a culture where sometimes you have to choose between athletics and academics, and that's at home the parents pulling you away from football and athletics when it's time for you to do common entrance or C or CXC.
I was going to be a football legend, you know, but
somebody pull you out.
I get pulled out, yeah, to focus on the studies.
Yeah, so it's about changing the culture and helping teachers, principals, parents to understand that the better student is the student athlete. So it's a beautiful relationship that we have government to government, and through the national governing bodies, we support their partnerships with other Caribbean countries. Also, we can only benefit. No man is an island, and there are areas that we are very strong that they can learn from us, whether it's cycling and swimming, and we are learning from them as it relates to athletics and in other areas.
I love that we're using sports to build these relationships amongst our CARICOM brothers and sisters. A lot of insight here on the playbook, and we have more for you right after the break with the Honorable Minister Cudjoe Lewis. We'll be right back after this. Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Playbook. We are back with none other than Minister Cudjoe Lewis. She's joining us for this episode. And you know, on the Playbook, we like to keep things a little interesting. So we're going to play a game today. It's called Rapid Fire Drills. Minister, I'm going to be asking you a series of questions. We put in 60 seconds on the clock, and you have to answer them as quick as you possibly can. We're going to cruise through these questions in the 60 seconds. You think you could handle the pressure?
Ready.
All right, you ready?
Yes, ready.
Let's put 60 seconds on the clock, ladies and gents. Ready, set, go. Minister, if you could play any sport at a professional level, what would it be?
Tennis.
Who is your favorite local athlete?
Nicholas Paul.
What's your go-to pre-game meal when you're watching a big match?
Wings. Honey barbecue wings.
Honey barbecue wings. Is it bake and shark for you or crab and dumpling?
Crab and dumpling for sure.
If you had to choose one sporting event to attend every year, which sporting event would it be?
CPL.
Team sports or individual efforts?
Team sport.
Minister of Sport or Minister of Tourism?
Minister of Sport for sure.
Okay, heels or sneakers?
Heels.
And last question, what is a fun fact about yourself that the people at home may not know?
A fun fact about myself.
Time ticking.
I'm a real good cook.
She's a real
Real
good
good
cook. She's a boss chef in the kitchen. You have a Sunday lunch.
Yeah.
Macaroni pie.
Macaroni pie, corn pie. My corn pie is the best.
Legendary.
Legendary corn pie.
All right.
Curry goat good too.
I feel the next time you're on the playbook, you need to organize a little corn pie for the whole crew. How that sounding?
Sounds like a plan. I can
All
make
right.
that happen.
You handled the pressure well. You did well in the rapid fire drill segment. When we come back, we have even more in store with the minister right here on the playbook. Welcome back to the playbook. If you are now joining us, we are talking about the economical value of sport. We are here with the Minister of Sport and Community Development, the Honorable Shamfa Cudjoe Lewis. We know investments in sports can transform lives from grassroots to elite levels. Minister, how does the ministry prioritize funding, especially in underserved communities? And how do we ensure these communities and athletes have access to the resources that they need?
We have funding categories for just about any and every athlete aligned to their national governing bodies or sporting clubs. We offer support also to community groups, to national governing bodies, also to sport serving bodies. So let's say you're a school or a business or an NGO in the community and you want to invest in some sort of sporting activity or program to uplift your community or to develop athletic talent, we have grants that provide support to those different categories. Also very, very, very robust. There's the Special Elite Athlete Fund. The Elite Athlete Fund was created in 2008, and the intention was to run the program for 2 cycles of the Olympics. So that would be 2 4-year cycles. So it was supposed to end in the year 2016. But we didn't stop it. We continue to renew and expand and extend the Elite Athlete Program because we see the important work that our athletes are putting in, the labor. And it's only right that no matter what our economic situation, that we provide them with the finance and the support that they need.
Minister, I know that youth development is a major focus for you and your ministry. Can you please tell us what other avenues they have open for young folks in Trinidad and Tobago?
We stand on a policy of sport for all different age groups, people from all walks of life. But of course, we place tremendous focus on youth. All of our sporting programs, we extend or we place laser focus on young people. We believe that it's easier to work with them when they're young, help them to develop a culture of participation and involvement. We also have the April Pools program where we teach youngsters or we teach people young and old how to swim, both in Trinidad and in Tobago through the YMCA. We have a specific program for women and girls because as a woman, as a female leader in sport, as Minister of Sport, I found it important to promote women and girls in sport.
Definitely.
As it relates to keeping them active, not necessarily only building star athletes, but making sure that women find their place in the boardroom at the leadership levels in sports so they can create opportunities for more women. I think our most successful youth program in the Ministry of Sport and Community Development, along with Sport TT, will be our I Choose Sport program. I am particularly pleased about the progress we have made over 1 year. And so far, we have touched the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, exposing our youngsters to different disciplines in sport and helping to change the culture among parents, teachers, principals, you name it, getting stakeholders to buy in, corporate Trinidad and Tobago, national governing bodies, building a solid and robust school sports system. I think I Choose Sport has become a big brand. You see buses wrapped in I Choose Sport, the young people with their T-shirts.
People
and you,
embracing it, they love it.
Yes, and it creates opportunities for the youngsters whose parents don't have the money to send them to a special club. We bring the sport right to your school, and we work with the teachers at the schools to identify athletes. And if we can't bring the sport to the school, we help to enroll the children and chart their development and support their development in a private club so that they can grow. So it's a matter of accessibility and affordability.
I love to hear it. That's amazing, amazing stuff here. Now we have to pay some bills, but when we come back from our short break, we jump into the power play highlighting the role of public and private sectors when it comes to sport development. We'll be right back after this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and as we always tell you on the playbook here, we love to keep things a little bit more interesting than the others. I am joined by the amazing Honorable Minister Cudjoe Lewis, and we are going to put you through a little bit of an obstacle course to test your motor skills, your speed, and your agility. You think you have what it takes? You think you could beat my time in this competition?
I'm ready. Let's see.
I like how she sounds calm and she's just ready for the action. All right, we'll see how it goes. So this is how the obstacle course is going to run. You're going to jump over these first two hurdles here. Then you get to the I Choose Sport paddle. You have to juggle the ball on the paddle 5 times. That's when you move over to the next station where you pick up the cricket bat and the wind ball, and you have to get the wind ball into the black basket located right there. And after that, you head to your final station where you're going to have to score the basketball into the basketball net. Whoever can do that in the quickest time is going to be our playbook champion. You think you could beat? You sure, boy?
I'm sure about that.
All right, well, here what's going on. As a young, upstanding gentleman in society, I would like to let ladies go first.
I think you should go first.
What you mean?
It's your game, so you have to show me how it's done.
By all means, ladies first. You sure you want me to go first?
I want you to go first. Yes.
All right, no problem. If you say so, I will go first. I'm going to go first. Let's see who has what it takes.
That's 5. No, that was 4. That was 4. It has to be 5. I let it slide. I believe in you. I believe in you. All right.
Playbook obstacle course. We try to be gentlemen and let the ladies go first, but she asked us to go first. My time was 33 seconds. Honorable Minister, do you think you have what it takes to beat 33.179 seconds?
Aaron, I'll give it a try. I'm inspired by you, so let's do it.
And I am inspired by you. So let's see how things go right here on the Playbook obstacle course. Let me find my position right here. All right. You're making some good time so far. There'll be a ginger with it. A little ginger. That is it. That's what you have to do. You have 3 seconds to make this shot. That is it. Listen, you had me for a second, you know. You had me for a second. I was worried. You did amazing. And on behalf of all of us here, we are so proud of you. You know that? fantastic job. That was the Playbook obstacle course. Our Honorable Minister came second place. She got a silver medal, and we are so proud of her and her achievements here today. Somebody came first. I don't know how, I didn't see it. It happened so fast. I didn't even see when he did it. But
Congratulations.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was the Playbook obstacle course. Keep it locked. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Playbook. If you are now joining us, well, you've missed the entire show. What are you doing? I'm just kidding. You can head over to our social media to get all caught up. Now, money makes the world go round, and it is no different for the world of sports. But the question is, how do we get the ball rolling and keep it rolling? Minister, we know sustainable funding is a challenge in Caribbean sports. What role does the private sector play in the future of regional athletics?
There's so many sporting bodies at the community level, national governing bodies, and even individual athletes who depend on support from private sector to help them in their athletic journey. Now, that has been a challenge over the years. We have some sponsors who have been very supportive for Citizens Sport and Culture Foundation. You have Digicel, Republic Bank has been doing incredible work in school sport. You have NGC also helping out with the entry A's. But we need more of corporate Trinidad and Tobago to come on board. When you talk with stakeholders from Jamaica, the bulk of their funding come from groups within their communities, old boys clubs, the alumni association of the schools. They are responsible for lobbying private sector to get funding. In Trinidad and Tobago, it's a little different, where the bulk of the funding comes from the government, the taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago. And we need help, because at the end of the day, it's not only about money. It's also about capacity building. It's about innovation. It helps the sporting fraternity in handling their business more professionally. If you know that you're counting on support from the private sector, athletes would think twice about maintaining a good reputation, carrying themselves well.
Definitely.
The national governing bodies will do their accounting and their auditing on time. Investing in sport is mutually beneficial. It helps to build a better environment in the communities where these same businesses operate. It will help in their own branding, yes, in promoting proper corporate social responsibility, and it would help to boost their profile as a business. You know, so we all have a role to play, and I would really like to see corporate Trinidad and Tobago come on board. And it's not only about direct funding to national governing bodies and the individual athletes. It's also in infrastructural development, maintenance. The bulk of the maintenance bill for the different national stadia all rest on the backs of the taxpayer.
And we have world-class facilities here.
Right. And we really like to see corporate Trinidad and Tobago come on board, brand the different facilities, improve the structure and the operations, so we could improve the lot for the sporting fraternity in Trinidad and Tobago, and truly handle the business of sport in a professional way and ease the strain of the government.
Ease it a little bit. Yeah. We've been discussing a lot about investment in sports, and I've been seeing a lot of investment going into our infrastructure around sports. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
A major part of our commitment as a government to sport development is investment in infrastructure, not only our high performance venues, but also making sure that we have accessible community spaces. Over recent years, we have worked with UCI towards making our National Cycling Velodrome UCI accredited. It's the first one in the Americas to be accredited. So we're now a center for regional development and for hosting international games as it relates to
So we have
cycling.
a cycling games coming
That's right.
soon. I like that.
And then we have been working with FINA. A matter of fact, FINA will come to Trinidad and Tobago in April towards advancing the work that we have been doing in getting accreditation for our National Aquatic Center. In addition to that, we have been working with International Tennis Federation towards making our National Racket Center a regional hub for development and competition. We were able to deliver 4 new swimming pools, bringing public swimming pools closer to the communities, and we have 3 scheduled to be done over this year and next year in La Joquita, Tunapuna, and Rio Claro. It's all about sport developing Tobagonians, Trinidadians, sport for all, and developing people through sport.
Honorable Minister, before we wrap on today's conversation, what is your long-term vision for sport in Trinidad and Tobago?
For me, sport development and sport excellence is more than medals. It's about utilizing sport as a peacemaker, tool for promoting peace, as a unifier of communities and countries, as a tool for economic development and economic activity. So everybody has a role to play and everybody have a contribution to make and something to get out of a successful sporting environment. Most importantly, we have started a good work through our I Choose Sport program in building a robust school system as we go from year to year, from administration to administration, from minister to minister. May we all always see the importance of starting the youngsters off from young and making sure that sport is accessible and affordable to all. And that's my goal for sport.
That sounds like a great vision for sure. Honorable Minister Cudjoe Lewis, we say thank you so much for joining us, taking time out of your busy schedule to spend some time with us and have a great conversation about sports in Trinidad. Thank you again so much from the Playbook family to you.
My absolute pleasure, Aaron. It has been amazing joining you this evening, and I thank you so much for having me.
And there goes the whistle. We've unpacked so much on the business of sport. So whether you're an aspiring athlete, a sports entrepreneur, or just someone who loves the game, the opportunities are endless.